Here are my market tour preparation tips. First, you can't be too overly prepared. Map it out to the second. Have each destination, know the times, space everything out. Number two, you then have to go drive it. I highly suggest driving it days in advance. That way, you know if there's any road closures, any new traffic patterns. Maybe there's a new listing that you weren't aware of. Maybe there's a business in the market that had closed that you weren't aware of. You need to be prepared to speak to the markets that you're driving, not just the sites that you're looking at. Number three, it's not all about making deals. Relationships are everything, and you have to think about your client. So if your client is flying in and it's early in the morning and they got to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, have a coffee waiting for them. Have some snacks, have some water. Make sure your car's clean. Those little things just start your day off right. Next, I like to take my marketing brochures that I put together in a market tour deck. This is going to have all the brochures from each one of the specific sites you've already identified. You're going to have additional information on each site, rents, any notes that you've already presented or maybe you just learned of. I like to also have market comps. And lastly, is an aerial view of the sites that we're looking at. And this, before you go out into the road and start driving them, is a time and place where you can then sit with your client in the car and walk them through how we're going to drive the markets, where we're going. Keep in mind, they also have their own schedules too that maybe they weren't able to clear out the whole entire day. So this is a great time to know what time they have scheduled calls. You can share with them, hey, we're gonna have a 45-minute to an hour break between each site. It'd be a great time to take care of some emails. Share with them what time you were thinking about having lunch. Make sure that works with their schedule, especially where you're going. These are all things for a successful tour. And then while you're out in market, it's a great way to build a relationship, learn more about your client, learn more about, obviously how they got into the business. You can share how you got into the business. Just building that foundation relationship with you is something that these market tours you get to do other than just, going around and looking at the sites that you've already pre-identified. And last but not least is know your client's schedule of when they need to be back, whether they have to catch a flight, bus, train, they need to get back to their hotel for a meeting. These are all things you need to identify early on so you can make the necessary adjustments throughout the day so that way you're not rushing and they're not stressed getting back to where they need to be. And those are my market tour tips.